Hello and welcome to another Every Tuesday tutorial. In this week's tutorial, I've got a quick tip for you on how to apply an outline to any kind of lettering that you have without having to trace around all of your letters. So this isn't something that's automated by Procreate currently, so this is a workaround to allow you to have that outline option if you would like it. So what you see on screen is exactly what we're going to create together. I'm going to create a brand new document that is screen size, and then we'll just jump right in. Okay, I've got my screen size canvas. I'm using one brush for this. It is my mono marker brush that's part of my Font Lovers Procreate lettering brush set. I'll leave a link in the video description to that, but you can use any brush that you would like, and this method will work with it. So I've got a color palette right here. I will leave a link to this color palette right in the video description so you can get it as an instant download if you'd like to use the same color palette. So I'm going to grab my pink first and just write out any word that you would like. All right, so now that you have your word with mine, I'm going to increase the weight a little bit on it. That way when we apply the outline to it, it'll be really, really obvious. So I'm just going to speed up the video and increase that weight right now. Okay, so I've increased the weight on this, so now we're going to apply that outline. So you're going to come into your layers, you're going to select your lettering layer, so tap on the layer thumbnail and choose select. You're going to create a brand new layer and then drag that new layer underneath your lettering layer. So tap, hold, and then drag, and then we're going to fill this in with our new color. So whatever color you want your outline to be, select that color. I'm going to make mine this blue color, come back to your layer, tap on the layer thumbnail, and choose fill layer. So this is a copy of our lettering. If I turn off our lettering layer, you can see there's just a copy of it that's blue now. So with this copy selected that is blue, you're going to come over to your magic wand and choose Gaussian blur and then increase it to whatever size you want. I found that the best outlines are 5 or less. So you don't want to go more than 5% on this. It's my personal preference anyway. It just gets a little crazy if you do. So I'm going to bring mine to like 4% right here. So you can see, I'm just gonna deselect that. You can see we've got this very small Gaussian blur added to it around the edges. So now we need to thicken it up because these edges are really, really soft. So in order to do that, you're just going to come to the same layer. You're going to tap on it, choose select, and then tap on the layer thumbnail again and choose fill layer. Make sure the same color is selected. So I still have my blue right here. And when you do this, it will start hardening or sharpening up those edges. So they're not quite as soft because our last step will make it even sharper. So in order to be able to grasp those edges that are so soft right now, this is a really easy trick to increase the sharpness right away. So tap on the layer thumbnail. I usually do this 3 times. So select, come back to the layer, tap on the layer thumbnail, fill layer. And then do it one more time. So tap on it, select, come back to the layer, tap on it, and choose fill. And you can see how it's gotten a lot larger because all those really, really soft areas are now filled with color. So if we zoom out, you can see we've got a really nice outline, and you could totally stop right here if you wanted to, if you like keeping that extra softness to the edges, or you can just apply that select and fill layer a few more times if you want it a little bit bolder, but these edges will still remain pretty soft. So if you want to sharpen them up just a little bit more, in order to do that, all you have to do is tap on the layer thumbnail, choose select, and then grab your default hard airbrush. So come to the airbrush category right here, choose hard airbrush and make it really, really large all the way up. And then you're just going to paint on top. And when you do that, it'll thicken it up even more because now it can grab those edges that it couldn't grab before, which is why we had to do the select and fill layer. If I want to do it again, I can do it again. And you'll notice every pass you make, how much thicker it looks. So pay very close attention to the outline on this, the blue. When I paint over it, it's getting much bolder and darker. And you can do this as many times as you'd like. I usually do 2 or 3 passes. So that's my second pass. And then I'm going to go again. And this will just make those edges a lot sharper. So now if I deselect it and I zoom in, you can see those edges are much sharper than they were. And if I zoom out, you can't even tell that they're a little soft on the edges. So that's the really easy workaround, but you can probably tell I chose a textured brush, that mono marker brush, on purpose because you'll notice that whatever color you chose for your outline, it's still behind your lettering. So if you have texture in your original lettering, it's going to poke through. So all these little areas of texture, we can see blue behind it. And maybe we don't want to see blue behind it. Maybe we want to see the background color behind it. So let's first add a background color. We're going to make our background color this yellow. And we would much rather see the yellow poking through these textured areas than the blue. So in order to do that, all you have to do is come to your original lettering layer, tap on it and choose select. Down here, choose invert. So this will only select the lettering. You can see these diagonal lines are only within the lettering now. And then if you come to your outline layer, tap on the layer thumbnail and choose mask, and it will remove the pink lettering from the outline. So now if I deselect this and zoom in, we can see yellow through it instead of blue. And if we turn off our original pink lettering right here, you can see we have a true outline now instead of this just being filled with color. So the last thing I'm going to do is just add an inline to my outline lettering just to add a little bit of extra style to it. You can dress up your lettering however you'd like. This is just one final detail if you would also like to add it in. I just love the look of this. So I'm going to grab my mono marker brush again because I love the texture that's in this brush. And let me reduce the size of this brush to about 30%. And I'm just going to add an inline to all these letters. Okay, so that is my quick tip on how to add an outline to any type of lettering in Procreate. Once again, the links to everything mentioned in this video, including that free color palette and the mono marker brush that I mentioned that's part of my Font Lovers Procreate brush set, are right in the video description, so just click in there and you can have access to both of those. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of new tutorials just like this one in the future. For more design and lettering tutorials and freebies, including my free Procreate for Beginners course, head on over to every-tuesday.com. You can also find me over on Instagram. My handle is everytuesday. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.